Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 14 of the Discordancy Podcast. So, this episode specifically will be released on my birthday. Yes, today is my birthday, the 12th of June. Um, yeah, there have been so many events that happened in my life. Be- Uh, I don't think I can remember a lot from what happened. Just too many things have happened over the last year, and bro, like, just too many things have happened. Okay. um yeah. Anyways, yeah, today is my birthday, and I will be beginning from the very start of my life until now. Like, I'm going to tell a story as much as possible, and just tell them from outright memory. Just tell them from what I can remember from the last 17 years of my life. So, let us begin with day 1 up until, I don't know, day 37, I think. So, at 6:18 a.m., somewhere in a hospital in Cagayan de Oro, on the 12th of June 2007, I was born. My parents are Donabel Andalan and Ken Ryan Andalan. By this point, both of my parents were still 23 years old. They already had a child before. Her name is Rainbell, and she's my older sister. And they were both 19 when when Rainbell was born. She was born, I don't think by accident or by mistake. I think it was quite deliberate and just, there. But I think it was unplanned. Like, they they were completely honest about the situation of the what do you call it? Of the conception of my older sister. And she was basically unplanned. This was like 2003, by the way. My older sister is now 20. She's going to be turning 21 this August, and I don't think family planning in the Philippines was a thing back then. In this generation, family planning is quite a thing now, and that's quite good. That's really, really good. But back then, 22 years ago, it just wasn't a thing. Okay? Wait, why did I say 22? It's still 2024. 21 years ago. Yeah, 21 years ago, family planning in this country was unheard of. If you had a child, you had a child. If you had no children, then that's fine. But if you had many children, they will just keep that many children. So, I was the second child born in terms of chronological descension. I am the second oldest in the family, and I am also the second oldest male in the family, only behind my father. Um, then I was really, really cute back then. I know there's a photo of me somewhere in this house at day 1. Um, like at day 1, like it was taken on the 12th of June, like just a few hours after I was born. But I can't take it because there's just a maid there sleeping, so I can't really retrieve it. But you don't really have to imagine much. Like, just imagine a tiny child born just a few hours before, who's pale as hell. Like, this was like flour. If, like, in terms of bread, I was just like flour. I was just like just fresh bread. Okay. However, I do manage to retrieve a photo here. I'm about, I don't know how old I was here, But in terms of the face and the teeth, I'm guessing I was still a month or two. Look at this. I know what went wrong. What went wrong? What? Uh? 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 Hmm? Ah. Hmm. I'm not kidding. This is me. This is actually me. And back then, I looked like Jen Po from Mulan. But now, I don't know. I don't know what I look like now. I look weird, not ugly. I have a girlfriend. But yeah, just let's not let's not do that now. Anyways, bye. Okay, let's go now. Like year one done. Year two, I don't really remember much. Uh, okay. However, yeah, I think I was 2 years old when we went to Manila Ocean Park. You know, this was like my very first time going to Luzon. This was, I was still 2 years old, but I can still remember much because, of course, I think there are photos on Facebook. I don't want to find them, but I think there are some photos where I was just like taking a photograph with an animal behind. And the thing I vividly remember was this, like, I don't know what you call it. This just like semicircle thing with with water and so many animals behind. I think you call that a tourist tank. I don't know. I'm making up stuff here as I go, but yeah, there was just this tank with a semicircle shape, and the tourists and the people go in the middle of that semicircle, and there's just so many animals, and I think divers are there as well. But yeah, that's the thing that I remember most about what happened. Also on year two, like when I was 2 years old, my sister was born. Uh, yeah, for 2 years I was the youngest, and yeah, and then yeah, what? I'm sorry if I keep saying filler words because, like I said, I don't have a script for this. So, mm, what else? What else? Then, oh, right. Before my sister Isabella was born, like my younger sister Isabella, uh, she was still on my mother's womb when we went to Manila, and more specifically on Manila Ocean Park. Uh, plane tickets were still pretty cheap back then, so yeah, my grandmother could afford for all of us to go to Manila. Then year three, I don't really know. Year four, ugh. However, year five, this was like the beginning of my education streak. You know, this was the very first time I interacted with the Department of Education and the Philippine education system as we know it. So when I was 4 or 5, I went to nursery school. There's a thing called a nursery school near our barangay hall. This is where this is like the very first thing that you ever encounter in the education system here in Iligan City, at least. I'm not sure if it's applicable for the entire country. Um, yeah, that was like my very first time going, like, interacting with the Philippine education system. I was really, really good because I had medals, and it was just that. It like I was apparently pretty good at reading. Yeah. Then brace with me for this. This was this year 5. Like, by the time I was 5, I went to private school. But keep in mind, this was the very first and very last time I ever interacted with the private education system. Like, here in the Philippines, there's this thing called private Christian schools. I think there's a group for them. I forgot what it's called, but there is a group consisting of private schools that have Christian values, like heavily Christian values. They will like these schools were pretty religious, and that's what most, if not all, private schools are here in the Philippines. The see there's oh my god, I'm lagging. There's this thing about religion here in the Philippines, because religion here is pretty massive, if you would ask me, and not at all something that's completely irrelevant to this country. Like, so many private schools, like I said, if not all private schools here in the Philippines, are heavily Christian. I don't think there are any Muslim schools, Muslim private schools, but Muslims are definitely welcome to the private Christian schools. So, let's go back, because, yeah, after, I think this was like Kinder 1, because there are 2 kinders here in the Philippines, Kinder 1 and Kinder 2. You can take up 1 kinder or both kinders, not 0 kinders. You do have to go through kindergarten before you either proceed to grade school or elementary school, or skip a kinder and go immediately to elementary afterwards. So that's what happened with me. I was apparently pretty bad at writing. My handwriting is still very bad to this day. My handwriting looks like it was written by an 11-year-old, because that's definitely what it is. About 2 years ago, I checked I checked the paper, and in there was just my handwriting from February 2018 with my name on it, and I was like, this is still the exact same way I write my name. What the hell is wrong with my right hand? How did my handwriting not improve over the last 6 years? To this day, though, I still write the same. And I know that because I still remember the handwriting back in when I checked it in 2022, my handwriting in 2018. Oh my god. Oh boy. I think that was just my handwriting back then, but with inflated letters, because I did not have the concept of blue, red, blue, and blue, red, blue. Oh no, blue, no, red, blue, red. Like I didn't have the concept of blue to blue and red to blue in here yet. Like, there was no margin for me. Like in my mind back then, there was no such concept as a margin for me to write the letters. So back then, the letters of mine. Like, the way I write the letters are pretty big. But now I can control it a bit. But yeah, still. However, the reason I skipped a kinder and immediately proceeded to first grade in elementary was, and I kid you not, I was apparently really, really good at reading. I know, shocking. I don't know why they let me skip a grade, because I am now suffering the consequences. I am now a grade earlier than my peers. I'm going to be graduating senior high school in just a year, while my peers can still experience grade 11 as they know it. So yeah. However, I'm not an outlier when it comes to skipping grades and then just suffering the consequences of it, because I know so many people who are months, if not nearly a year younger than me, who are at my grade level, like, or who are on the same grade level as me. So it's not a surprise. It's not something that is rare. It's pretty common. But yeah, you get what I mean. Then after that, I keep saying after that, don't I? Oh no. Afterwards, thereafter. How about thereafter? That sounds a bit nicer, but let's go with afterwards. Afterwards, I went to elementary from grades 1 to 6. Like, my entire elementary was spent in this school specifically. Tambo Central School, located at Tambo Hinapranon, Iligan City. It's a pretty great school. The people aren't, though. There are only two kinds of people that you will ever encounter in this school. One is like this really mature, really kind, very model person, like someone who you would think is of your age. And the second is me. Pretty immature, always gets in trouble during elementary, just failing all the time, and just going down and down and down. So, let me tell you a quick story about how I managed to push someone in first grade and managed to injure their whole head and led me to my absolute downfall. So, let me tell you. So, this was like lunch. I was about 6 years old when this happened. I was in the school gym eating with this other friend. I don't know if I can name him. Let's just call him EJ. Let's call him EJ. EJ was like this friend of mine, and we've been very good friends since like the very beginning of first grade. We were always together. We would always have fun and all that and that. But then, I don't know why I thought about this. I pushed him straight out and made him fall down about 2 meters. Please keep in mind, we were 6 years old. So, of course, the injuries were obvious, maximal. Like, his head was bleeding because I pushed him. To this day, I don't know why I did that. Like, I didn't even think back then I had a rationale for this kind of stupidity of mine. But yeah, I was really, really dumb back then. I still am, but you know, bit more mature. Just a bit. Uh, what else? Yeah, I was just a troublemaker back then. Like for the entirety of elementary school, I was a troublemaker. I remember all like occasionally, like frequently, I would just wait near this bell that someone would ring because the signal of that ring that it was going to be 1 p.m. and everybody, like every single student who was outside, needs to go back inside because the teachers will be coming. It was also a signal to the teachers that, oh, it's 1 p.m. I better go now to the next classroom to teach them mathematics or something. Yeah. Also in first grade, I was also really, really dumb, like I said. So because of that, I was tutored by two different teachers. One, her name, like the name that I would call her, was Mam Humalon. She was just a classroom beside, and I thought she was quite attractive because this was 6 year old me. I was weird as hell, and I still am, but you get the idea. And yeah, I was tutored by this teacher. She was really kind. She was really nice. Uh, she was she would just help me out on my assignments and everything that I would do. Then afterwards, I think it was because I wasn't just listening a lot, or I became too much, or Ma'am Humalon no longer had any time to tutor me. So I was then transferred to a completely different teacher, Ma'am Lebum Fasil, about a meter or two away from Ma'am Humalon's classroom. So then I was tutored by Ma'am Lebum Fasil, and then and then and then here I am. But no, I was still 6 when this happened. So, and since combine the fact that I was failing miserably at all of my subjects, including character education, and oh right, oh boy, I remember this. I remember Mom Balansag. There we go. Mom Balansag. She was my advisor for first grade, and she did not like me one bit because I just kept getting in trouble a lot, and she was a part of this top three, like the elite three sections, and I was the absolute outlier of the within the three sections because I was the one failing the most, getting in trouble the most, and injuring someone the most. Like like a first grade student pushing a fellow student was, I think, unheard of back then. Which is why, yeah. Then what else? Oh right, Mambalansag. I remember this one specific moment where I think this was Filipino, so because we were asked to spell the word sarangola, which is the Filipino translation for flower. However, like I think I was pretty cocky when I wrote my spelling, because then when I spelled it out loud, Ma'am Balansag said, "That's not sarangola, that's sararangola," and I got a wrong mark on that specific spelling. I still remember it to this day because it was quite traumatizing for me, for an old teacher to just say, "You spelled the word flower wrong." I don't. She's probably dead now, because when I remembered her 10 years ago, she was aging. Like, she was pretty old, like, to be a teacher. Like, I think she was too old even to be a teacher. She was probably in her 50s. I'm guessing 57. So yeah, if my guess was 57 back then, she'd be 67 now, or dead. Who knows? Then second grade. Oh boy. Second grade. I was like 5 sections down. I was now on the 7th section, because this was like a homogeneous structure of the sectioning of of the grades in Tambo Central School. Like, if you are really failing, then you would be at the bottom three sections. Like, you'd be in a class, or in a group, or in an area where failed and failing students were just there. So, but this was like my redemption arc. This was where I went ham on succeeding, because please keep in mind, I had a group of classmates who were way dumber than me, and who were way like, who couldn't give less of a crap about their grades, because yeah, they just didn't care if they failed or not. But I did. So I think this was like the biggest redemption arc of my elementary years, because I was grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding until here we are. I am now like succeeding and one of the top students in the entire class. So by third grade, I moved way up again, and I'm already now within the top class, like within the top group of students. However, someone did not believe my potentials. Her name was Mam Barabag. I don't know her first name, because I remember teachers with mom or sir and then their surname. So, if you know someone who goes by Mam Barabag, who is working or has worked in Tambo Central School, tell her that, oh boy, yeah, Mam Barabag just did not believe in me. She apparently questioned the fact on why someone from the bottom group of students managed to go up and be a part of her section. So, yeah, she just didn't believe in me. But I was lucky by this point, because I was apparently listed twice in third grade. First was section 2, which is, of course, like these very smart students and me in it. But the advisor for that section was Mam Barabag. Oh boy, I've been yapping a lot. It's already been half an hour. Oh God! All right. I'm still in third grade. However, I've already yapped for half an hour. Oh boy. Okay, that's good. There's going to be a battery. Oh boy, I need a battery replacement, but it's fine. All right, let's continue. I was like, oh wait, I have a charger. Just like it. There we go. So, anyway, as I was saying, this was like third grade. Okay, I was listed twice. First was in section 2, where the advisor was Mambarabag. She did not believe at the fact that I was a top student and I had so much potential. But then she just didn't believe any of that. She thought that it was uh, an error in the system. So I went. So I became a student at section 4, which is 2 sections behind section 2. I wasn't apparently supposed to be there, but but then my mother said like she was begging for the advisor of section 4 for me to be in there because apparently my name was in there. So yeah, I am now a section 4 student, not succeeding, not failing either. So the advisor for this section, for section 4, was Ma'am Sebial. She was like pretty strict and not someone you could have fun with if you were of my age and you just go talk to her. And I don't think you would have like a fun interaction with her, because one time she broke my yo-yo. I was a fan of I wasn't a fan, I was obsessed with yo-yos back then. I bought way too many yo-yos. I even bought a, what was it? A Yu-Gi-Oh Beyblade, or I forgot what the anime was called, but it was certainly an anime centered around yo-yos. Um, yeah, I just played a lot with my yo-yos while she was discussing something. Yeah. Then she took my yo-yo, broke it in front of me, like she just threw it in front of me, and she asked me, or like told me, to pick up the pieces and not play yo-yos in during while she's talking ever again. Um, yeah, I had way too many traumatizing moments. I'm probably trauma venting now, so I'm sorry. But yeah, uh, my experience during third grade wasn't really good. Uh, but however, I did meet my longest ever best friend, uh, like ever. Like, his name is John Francis, and he has been my best friend for like 10 years before we cut off like contact from each other once we got into 11th grade. However, we're friends again. Not best friends, but we're definitely friends. Like, he likes to interact with me and he knows the history between us back then. Like, he's not hiding that. But yeah, we became best friends to enemies to strangers to friends again over the course of a year. I think this was like early 2023 until late 2023. Like, within just 2023 alone, we became best friends, and then enemies, and then strangers, and then friends. So yeah, pretty turbulent. Uh, Next is what else? I don't know. What else is there? I don't know. But yeah, my experience wasn't good. But I did not fail though, because by fourth grade, I was still in section 4. My advisor for this, for fourth grade, was Ma'am Sandoval. She's a pretty great teacher. Um, I had a lot of fun during fourth grade. I met new classmates. I got to interact a lot more, and had way more experiences during fourth grade. Uh, like, one time I was selling puto to the parents of my classmates, and since I couldn't sell all of them by noon, Like, there's this one parent of my classmate that really liked me, and she just bought all of them for a bit more than the actual price of all of them combined. So there's a term for that that's called Pacquiao, where it's not Manny Pacquiao with the punch. Um, Pacquiao is the word where you buy everything else remaining, or just everything in bulk with a bit higher price. So let's say a puto costs 5 pesos. There's You are given a 20 piece box. Like, you're given a box with 20 pieces of puto in it. So you have already sold, let's say, 6. So that's 10 pesos for, wait, did I say 10 or 5 pesos? But let's go with 10 because inflation. Let's go with 10 pesos for every puto, so you already have 60 pesos. However, what she did was buy the remaining. Let's just go with the analogy here, because what I'm saying is just a reenactment. No, a fake scenario. She actually only bought like 6 remaining putos out of like a 12 piece puto plate. So yeah, but the what happens but in the Pacquiao sense, like, someone will buy the remaining 14 putos, which would normally cost around 140 pesos, and they'll just say, you know what, I'll buy all of them for 200. So you're given another 60 pesos from the 60 pesos that you got a few hours before. This certain someone bought the remaining 14 pieces for way more than it should be. So that is what Pacquiao is. Buying everything else with a hiked price. So yeah, that's basically what one of the parents of my classmates did, or the parent of one of my classmates did. Yeah, I got to learn a lot about money back then in 4th grade. 5th grade, not much as well, but it was great because there's this one person called Angel Gabriel who I interacted a lot. There's this party recognition, I think, where the both of us just recited the lines for Descendants because the both of us were massive fans of the Descendants trilogy back then. You know, the Disney Channel original movie, or just the Disney movie called Descendants, starring Dove Cameron, Sophia Carson, and the rest. Yeah, I really liked that movie back then. I was a massive fan, including all of my siblings. All of us were like fans and were obsessed with Descendants. Me specifically, I was obsessed with Sophia Carson as Evie because she was pretty attractive, like really, really attractive. Still, she is still pretty attractive, but I have a girlfriend now, so you gotta keep it down. You gotta have to slow things down now. So, 6th grade. Oh boy. 6th grade. Oh god. What should I say about this? 6th grade was pretty tumultuous and turbulent because it was just full of ups and downs. Like, let me just tell you the last few months of my 6th grade experience. I had beef with so many people just because I was friends with this person called whose name is Rainier Joshua. I stole the concept of his channel, Infinite Orange Edition, and put it into mine, and I called my channel Infinity White Edition because I just did not I just wasn't good at naming things back then. I kept that Infinity White Edition brand going from May 2019 until I think August 2021, where I finally decided like I'm not going to keep this weird brand of mine, but I will be remembering it. Like, this kind of brand of mine on my YouTube videos will not be deleted. I will be preserving them on my YouTube channel, but I'm just not going to name my channel that anymore. So, past is past. However, Rainier Joshua also had a lot of beef with the same classmates who I then had beef with. Since both of us were pretty close friends back in 6th grade, I was quite influenced by his actions, and he was like the leader of the duo. Like, he was the one who was going to lead all of this, even though he was he was very, very short, and he was made fun of because of his height back then. I was just there to defend him, like, guys, don't do that. I'm pretty tall with this short friend of mine. Don't make him angry because I have the ability to kill you. Like, I was 11 back then. I already had like violent tendencies. Uh yeah. Then I graduated elementary, then went to high school at Iligan City East National High School, where I still am going, where I still am getting educated at. So, 7th grade was pretty mid, I would say. It was pretty average. Not a lot of really good things, in my experience at least, happened. Then 2020, the pandemic. I was in 8th grade by this point. I was just doing nothing, absolutely nothing. Then I was failing a lot during 8th grade. 9th grade, though, I failed a lot more. I got way, way lazier during 8th grade and 9th grade. And I was like 14 when I got to 9th grade. 13 when I got to 8th grade. So when I was 13 and 14, I was just not doing anything. I was just there like, like, I really did nothing, like close to nothing. Okay, I was really lazy with my performance task. All of my answers I just looked up, and I passed performance. Like, all of my submissions are pretty late. Besides the modules, they were pretty much on time, but everything else I was just not doing any of them. In the English subject specifically, I was getting contacted by my English subject. I was getting contacted a lot by my English subject teacher because I did not submit a lot of my performance tasks in English. So, yeah. But then on 10th grade, I bounced back and became an honor student with all of these achievements and da 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 da. And yeah, it was 10th grade was a really good experience for me. Like, really, really good. Like, the 10th grade classmates that I had were the very best that I had. Right now, in 11th and 12th grade, these are not the best. I do get to interact with them a lot, and I do have the same interactions with the level of interactions that I have with my 10th grade and 11th grade classmates back then and now are about the same. However, the personalities and the characters and the attitudes of my 10th of my 11th grade classmates and 10th and 12th grade, because that's how it works in senior high school, weren't just the same. Okay, on my with my 10th grade classmates, like I'm going like it's June, and I will be going to 12th grade on the 29th of July. However, and the thing is, the classmates that I had back in 11th grade will be the exact same people that I will be classmates with on 12th grade. And I do not like that, because there are some certain students or some certain classmates that I just won't name because I do not want to get in trouble, that I just don't like. Okay? I can think about 4 people that I don't like. Just 4 though. There's 49 of us. So 4 of them gone, that would make 48. So 4 of them gone, 44 students. That's not much. But I do want to get rid of them, because they're the only 4 people who make this experience of mine much, much worse than it should be. Like, they make my day, like, they just ruin my day all the time. Just the way that they are present near my vicinity and in the same classroom as mine, it just makes me go, not again. I really don't like these 4 people. I just won't name them, because I know my place. I know the limits of my words. I will not be heard, because they are a part of the top group of people. Like, yeah. So let me explain what I mean by that top group of people. So there's this special program in the school during junior high school at Iligan City East National High School, where in this special program, some of the smartest people in the entire school are there. Like, this was a group of people just way, way more advanced and way, way more experience with dealing with all things science, technology, and engineering, because the name of this special program was Special Program of Science, Technology, and Engineering, or SPST for short. I was also a part of the Special Program of Science, Technology, and Engineering. I would say I'm a pretty smart man, just not as smart as all of these other people. So, let me tell you my current status of my senior high school. So, there's this senior high school that I took on Saturday, May 20th, 2023, where I managed to pass. I did not know what my score was, but my slot was confirmed because I did want to go to school there, to go to senior high school there. So, under the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics strand, or STEM strand, I was a part of STEM A, the group of students who are supposedly the top of the class, like the very, very top. But from personal experience, I cannot say that. Like, these classmates that I have are just not, like, they shouldn't be here. Even I shouldn't be in a STEM A student. If anything, I should be a STEM B student, because in STEM B, like grade 11 STEM B, or like, the students there are really, really good. They just have so much more fun than we do. Like, if anything, the STEM B students and the STEM A students should switch sections, because this group of students, like me and my other classmates, don't deserve to be a STEM, to be called STEM A students, or the top of the top. We should not be a part of this STEM A thing with a STEM A student title, because we just don't deserve it. We should be a STEM B student, not a STEM A student. Like, there's something wrong with the system, because we really shouldn't be a STEM A student. So, okay, I think I have yapped for way too long. Yes, that is indeed 50 minutes of me just yapping. Let's make it an hour. So, let's recall. Like, what else am I going to say? Like, first year of my life was just, you know, oh, right, I almost forgot when I was 14 going on 15. So this was like late May. I made a video where where I was just like saying what my life was like over the last year. The like I also gave a rating to my family members, to everyone in the family, and then just what's next. No, I still have the original file on me. I did delete it when I posted it 2 years ago, but yeah. I still have that same kind of like look up, look down, like looking up and looking down at my parents, because there are some instances where I can say, "Oh, I like this. All right." And there are also some instances where I'm like, "Huh, should I keep, like, what are they? Why are they doing this? Why? Huh? Uh, you know." I'm stuck in that same position over and over again over the last year. What else? The current state of my family. I don't think it's thriving. Like, let's see. My older sister has a boyfriend. I have a girlfriend. Let's just not tell anyone about that. My younger sister Isabella. Oh, by the way, my older sister's name is Rainbell, but she is attractive, but I would say a bit average. But you know, she already has a boyfriend, so don't hit on her or anything, because I will be coming for you. I have a girlfriend. She's like really, really attractive. I do think she is the most attractive woman I have seen on this earth. But let's just not tell anybody until they see the podcast episode, like the bonus podcast episode that I'll be releasing at 8 p.m. today. So let's just not tell anybody about the fact that I have a girlfriend. So next is my younger sister Isabella. She's just there. She's just being a funny woman. She should be a comedian. I'll be completely honest. She just has very little sleep, just being malnourished all the time, and she's now wearing a wig. I don't know why she's wearing a wig, but no, it's not. Of course it's not a wig. What? Why would I say that? Why did I say that? Anyways, yeah. Next is Donard Kian's, a younger brother of mine who has bigger breasts than Isabella, Like he has pretty big breasts. Like he's at like near B territory because he has big breasts. Not because he's a woman, but because he's fat. Like he's not some sort of transitioning person who was a woman back then. No, he is a straight man who is really fat and has way bigger breasts than my younger sister Isabella. He just eats a lot. Like he eats way too much on a given day. Okay, just he needs to tone down his consumption of food by a lot. If I eat a lot, barely nothing is happening because I already have oversized shirts like this one. But when he does it, it becomes way too obvious and it's just not funny. And him doing it just is weird. Next is Kentrey. He is another younger sibling of mine. He plays soccer a lot. He's pretty good at soccer. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how good he is actually at soccer, but apparently he is good. I don't know. I don't really have a say when it comes to athletics because I am not an athletic person myself. However, I do have big arms. Um, yeah. Yeah. My girlfriend said that I had big arms. I didn't even notice that I actually had big arms, but she likes big arms. But that's not the only reason why she likes me. So, you know, yeah. Then, all right, I almost forgot. Kian, Donald Kian, the man with the big breasts, does like have an athletic sport. It's badminton. He trains every single day until July 10th. I think he said that. Then just, yeah. He is not going to be thin anytime soon. He will not be in a normal weight over the next, let's say, 10 years. Yeah, I don't think he will ever lose weight at this trajectory that he is going towards. He will just be way fatter than me and he will die way earlier than me. Depending on who you are, you either are glad that he's going to be fat or just don't care. Or somewhere in the middle where it's like, come on, that's your brother. Why are you saying that about your brother? So, yeah. Uh, and Junior, uh, I do have a sibling whose name is Ken Ryan Jr. because Ken Ryan is the name of my father, which is why he's Junior. Yeah, he's just being a homosexual as usual. Yeah. Um, I this is gonna be a podcast exclusive, so let me just give a minute and a half of my take. But yeah, I am glad that he is going, like he is acting like this, like he is a homosexual because this family needs more diversity. Like just because we're Christians doesn't mean that we are going to discriminate against LGBT people. After all, it is June. I hold on. I'm probably going to clip that. So let's just not call it a podcast exclusive because I will probably be clipping that. I do have a lot to clip because this is an hour-long episode. But I really do think that it is good that the fact that Junior has homosexual tendencies because most, like, all of us in this family are straight. Like, there's no some sort of like divergence when it comes to sexual orientation and preference in terms of gender. Like, I am a pretty straight man, and I do not want to be gay. Not because I hate gay people, but because I personally like women. I do have a girlfriend, so yeah, I have a girlfriend. Let's just say I am a straight man, okay? Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, I do think homosexuality in this family is preferred. It's not urgent, but it is preferred and recommended. Like, I would personally recommend that this family needs more sexual. Now, no, needs more homosexuality. Like, someone, at least one person in this family, has to be a part of the LGBT community. Like, they can even be bisexual. I really don't mind bisexual people. That I would be to tell you something. I have a bisexual girlfriend, but she did say she likes men more than women. But she is bisexual. But I don't mind it because, I'm a straight man and she's just bisexual. I was really surprised when she shared the fact that she was bisexual, but I really don't mind it. It's not obvious that she is bisexual. Like like I s- like yeah, she had so many exes, but most of them were men. And yeah, she just likes men more than women. She does like women, but not a lot more than or on the same level as men. She does have a preference over the two, but she also likes the latter. Like, she just doesn't mind exploring the the boundaries of relationships when it comes to men and women. She wants to experience both. So, yeah. All right. I think I've probably said way too much. Um, I'm gonna have to stop. So that is all for now for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. I don't know when, but I will be seeing you. Goodbye.